let's get this going. First, I gotta do an audio check. You know how it is. Let's see. It's gonna go by quick, and then we'll do the coffee talk. It's gonna be separate, though. I'm gonna shut this down and start anew. Just want to check the audio. Says we're live. Looks good. Give me a thumbs up in the chat. Let me know how it sounds. And I'm going to start now. Oh, I'm so nervous. Okay, good. I hear myself. I got nervous. Did you see that? Here we go.
Introduction.
Nope. Why is it not starting when I want it to? Well, what I could do is just slide right here. See. This slide will catch up. Come on. How was that audio? Was that loud? Could lower it too. Okay. Let's get past this part. And there it is. Here we go.
Study of Scripture is a lifelong venture. Many times our search for deeper understanding of the holy books leads to questions beyond the Bible itself. As we encounter references to social conditions, cultural practices, and even other writings mentioned within the Scriptures, we are called to investigate and expand our knowledge in order to fully appreciate the context, knowledge base, and cultural significance of what is being taught. Thus, to fully understand the Bible, we are necessarily drawn to sources outside the Bible. These sources add to the historical, social, or theological understanding of biblical times. As our view becomes more macrocosmic, we see the panoramic setting and further understand the full truth within the Scriptures. To point us to the sources we should be concerned with, we must know which books were popular and important at the time of the writing of various books of the Bible. There are several books mentioned in the Bible which are not included in the Bible. They are not spiritual canon, either because they were not available at the time the canon was originally adopted, or at the time they were not considered inspired. In cases when inspiration was questioned, one could argue that any book quoted or mentioned by a prophet or an apostle should be considered a spiritual canon. Unfortunately, this position would prove too simplistic. Books and writings can fall under various categories, such as civil records and laws, historical documents, or spiritual writings. A city or state census is not inspired, but it could add insight into certain areas of life. Spiritual writings, which are directly quoted in the Bible, serve as insights into the beliefs of the writer, or what was considered acceptable by society at the time. As with any new discovery, invention, or belief, the new is interpreted based upon the structure of what came before. This was the way in the first century Christian church, as beliefs were based upon the old Jewish understanding. Although one should realize pagan beliefs were also added to the church as non-Jewish populations were converted, bringing with them the foundations of their beliefs, on which they interpreted Christianity. In the case of Jude, James, Paul, and others, the Jewish past was giving way to the Christian present, but their understanding and doctrine were still being influenced by what they had learned and experienced previously. It becomes obvious that to understand the Bible, one should endeavor to investigate the books and doctrines that most influenced the writers of the Bible. The Dead Sea Scrolls found in the caves of Qumran are of great interest in the venture of clarifying the history and doctrine and existence between biblical times and the fixing of canon. Many of the scrolls were penned in the 2nd century BC and were in use at least until the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 AD. Similar scrolls to those found in the 11 caves of Qumran were also found at the Masada stronghold, which fell in 73 AD. Fragments of every book of the Old Testament, except Esther, were found in the caves of Qumran, but so were many other books. Some of these books are considered to have been of equal importance and influence to the people of Qumran and to the writers and scholars of the time. Some of those studying the scrolls found in Qumran were the writers of the New Testament. Knowing this, one might ask which of the dozens of non-canonical books most influenced the writers of the New Testament. It is possible to ascertain the existence of certain influences within the Bible context by using the Bible itself. The Bible can direct us to other works in 3 ways. The work can be mentioned by name, as is the book of Jasher. The work can be quoted within the Bible text, as is the case with the book of Enoch. The existence of the work can be alluded to, as is the case of the missing letter from the Apostle Paul to the Corinthians. In the case of those books named in the Bible, one can set a list as the titles are named. The list is lengthier than one might first suspect. Most of these works have not been found. Some have been unearthed, but their authenticity is questioned. Others have been found, and the link between scripture and scroll is generally accepted. Following is a list of books mentioned in the Holy Bible. The book of Jasher. There are 2 references to the book in the Old Testament. 2 Samuel 1:18. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. Joshua 10:13. Is it not written in the book of Jasher? And the sun stopped in the middle of the sky, and did not hasten to go down for about a whole day. There are several books which have come to us entitled Book of Jasher. One is an ethical treatise from the Middle Ages. It begins with a section on the mystery of the creation.
Listen to me right now. I don't know. Maybe I need to do this in the afternoon. I was almost there. But I had to touch the mouse, and I was playing with something while I was reading and listening, because I've already read it and listened. So, yeah, I screwed it up. I'll try again. Sorry, guys. I'm going to get it perfect, because I want it to be perfect. I want to be able to hear it as you're reading along if I have the words on the screen. It takes time, you know. That's why they say practice. Practice makes perfect. So we'll keep trying. But for now, let me just end this one. And then I'll start the coffee talk one. And we have a surprise. I think we got the collab correct. So, if that works, we'll be using a screen like that. And this, without the pic, with an actual face. So we'll see. Let me set up my date and do what I gotta do. Till then, guys, I'm sorry. What's this? This is the second attempt? All right, not bad. So third time. Third time's a charm, right? All right, we'll be back. We'll be back for the Book of Enoch.